It's 90 minutes of my life that I will never get back because Arsenal won, Atletico Madrid won. Atletico Madrid take a 1-1 draw to the Emirates next week, all to play for in this Champions League semi-final, of course. But 2 penalties tonight. But the question is, was Arsenal robbed? Let's get into the game. But after that absolute dream of a game last night, Bayern Munich versus PSG finishing 5-4, I was not expecting anything from this game. I wasn't expecting anything close to that quality that we seen yesterday. But I expected a bit more from this game. Look, the stats were okay. 18 shots for Atletico, 2.222 XG. So Atletico Madrid clearly created a better chances compared to Arsenal's 150 XG. And of course, there was 2 penalties in this game. But there was another penalty that potentially could have been obviously awarded. But look, we'll get into that in a minute. But let's just talk about the game in general. Of course, Arsenal going with Ødegaard over Eze. Eze, who's come back from an injury, but he has had great form. And obviously, Arsenal's kind of lack of results, the only thing that you could say, the optimism for Arsenal was, Eze's form. But fact of the matter is that Arsenal are just a team that just scraping through results at this moment in time. And tonight was the same. Arsenal did start that first half really well. Atletico Madrid really and truly didn't just come out of the blocks firing whatsoever. They were just slow. They were lethargic. They just didn't have the sharpness that you usually see from an Atletico Madrid team, especially at home in the first half. You always see them start on the front foot, and I was really disappointed with Atletico Madrid's performance in that first half, and you could see with the the goal that of course Arsenal did score. Of course, it was a shocking challenge by Hanko on Gyökeres. Gyökeres takes the matters into his own hands, finishes it off absolutely brilliantly. And look, he did what he had to do. Gyökeres, he also had a great run before that where he actually gets past Llorente and outpaces him and outstrengths him, which you don't see a lot in La Liga, by the way, or in the Champions League. Finds Ødegaard, and then obviously it was a great block by Atletico's defence. But like I said, Arsenal started okay in that first half. They created decent chances, decent openings, I should say. They controlled possession really well, but they didn't create kind of the single, big chances. And Atletico comes firing out in that second half, gets a handball on Ben White. It's shot by Llorente a volley. I thought it was a handball. I don't know why so many people are actually saying that it wasn't a handball. I thought it was a clear handball to me. I thought his hand's on his side. He's leaning towards that side, and he completely stops the ball. Yes, it wasn't going in. Yes, it wasn't stopping a goal-scoring chance, but the fact of the matter is that I think his hand is out from his body, and that is kind of the rule book and how he states. And I definitely thought it was a handball. But the controversy is when, of course, Eberechi Eze doesn't get a penalty awarded for him. Look, it is a foul. Is it soft? Yes. But the reason why I say is it a robbery is because when VAR gets involved in a intervention, in a foul or whatever a decision it is, the only way that a referee can overturn it is if it's a clear and obvious error. Now, watching that back again, as an initial foul, I do think it is a penalty because there is contact. Is it soft? Yes, but it was given. So the fact that it was given, I don't think it should have been overturned by the VAR because, like I said, it has to be a clear and obvious error. And when you look back at the replays, it is a foul. It's a soft foul, but because it's given already, I do feel like it should have been given. And I do think Arsenal would be really disappointed in not getting that penalty because, look, like I said, the Ben White, you could say it is soft, but I still think it's a penalty. And of course, getting that non-penalty awarded for them must have really hurt them. And look, like I said before, Arsenal don't create enough chances as it is. They want all of these things like set pieces and penalties and these things to go their way because they don't have the attack to create these chances. And fact is that if Arsenal get that, they probably go 2-1 up, take that to Emirates. And fact of the matter is that Arsenal are going to feel robbed by not getting that penalty because, like I said, it's not a clear and obvious error. And taking a 2-1 win to the Emirates compared to a 1-1 draw. Listen, I don't think Atletico have got any chance of getting to the final anyway. I do think Arsenal will kind of get a set piece win or something like that, or like they did tonight, but it would have been so disappointed if all the 3 goals would have been all from penalties. And I wasn't surprised of the lack of quality in this game. There were moments, but there wasn't any individual qualities because none of these teams have great individuals. Yes, Julian Alvarez has great individual moments. Griezmann can, Lookman can. Lookman had also had a chance at 1-1 where he should have done a lot better, where he gets past that Ben White, but it was a tame shot. Apart from that, I don't think Atletico Madrid deserved anything from this game, neither did Arsenal. So the 1-1 is a fair result. It's all to play for at the Emirates next week. A huge game coming up. I do think it's going to be the exact same tactical game plan, exact same tempo as we've seen today. Exactly the same thing we're going to see Bayern and PSG as well in their second leg on Wednesday as well. So I just think that Arsenal missed a trick today, not getting more chances and creating more goals, scoring chances and getting some more goals, because Atletico Madrid are going to go for the counter away from home, but they're not the greatest team as we've seen in La Liga away from home. So I do think Arsenal got this wrapped up regardless. So Arsenal fans, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Were you robbed tonight? Do you feel the same way as I do? I do feel like it was very, very harsh that got overturned. Atletico Madrid fans, what do you make of your performance? You didn't get the job done tonight in Griezmann's last, European game at home at the Metropolitano. You've got it all to play for. Are you confident that you're actually going to get a result at the Emirates, or do you think that, it's done and dusted? And of course, any other contracting points, don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section. And until next time, Hala Madrid.